your girl Kayla Rose, and I'm back with another video. It's like November 14th or 15th, I don't know. But my baby is right here on the floor. I'm sitting on the floor as well. I put up my Christmas tree. I did blue and silver. Yeah, I'm in like the Christmas mood, you know. But anyways, I put my baby down for tummy time, but he decided, Mom, it's nap time, it's not tummy time. So I was like, cool, son, take a nap. So he right here, I'll show you guys him right now, I guess. So he's taking a nap on the floor. And I decided, because I've been dying to do this video. I don't really know why I've been dying to do this video, but I just want to do it. So it's going to be the story time of my labor, me going into labor and all of that. So, actually, let me address this real quick. I did a labor and delivery vlog of giving birth, and I also did I'm moving, and I give you guys a tour of my new apartment. This is my new apartment. You guys will see my new apartment tour. That's gonna be in my next video. I don't know when I'm gonna post it, but I'm gonna post it. But I didn't realize that in my labor and delivery vlog that I showed my baby's face. And in my apartment tour, I said that I wasn't going to show his face because people are just rude, disrespectful, and like to talk shit about babies. And yeah. So YouTube already seen him. So when you guys see my apartment tour video, don't be like, but why is she not showing him? But she just showed him in the labor and delivery vlog. I don't care anymore. He's my baby. He's handsome. I know my baby cute as fuck. So fuck it. He gonna be on all my videos. Not this one though, because he's sleeping, obviously. But yeah, just to clear that up. But let's get into the video. So I'm pretty sure I made a video stating that I was running out of light. I'm not really sure what was going on with me, honestly. I wasn't understanding what the doctors were like really saying. But basically, I guess my son was so big. He was 8 pounds and 14 ounces. He was so big inside of me that there wasn't enough like fluid around him. He was just taking up like all the space that was in there. And he really couldn't move, I guess, apparently. Even though I always felt him kicking. So on September 8th, I believe it was a Tuesday, I had an appointment at like 8:45 in the morning. Went to my sonogram first, and then I went to my appointment. And the lady that did my sonogram said everything looked fine. He's doing great in there. So I went across the street to my appointment. You know, they checked me to see if I was dilated. I wasn't dilated at all. And then I had to do a non-stress test, and she said I had to be on the monitor for 20 minutes, and I remember I was only on the monitor for 10 minutes, and then she came back in there and said that everything was fine, so she was taking me off the monitor. But as she was taking me off the monitor, another lady walked in from the sonogram place or whatever with the paper stating what happened at the sonogram or whatever, and she said, you're going to labor and delivery, you're gonna have a baby. And I was so confused, because when I went to the sonogram, they said everything was okay, everything was fine, he was doing just fine. And then I went to my non-stress test, and she said I was doing fine. And then all of a sudden I was being told I was going to labor and delivery and I was gonna have my baby. I was so confused. It was just like, my head was everywhere. Mind you, I'm all alone because of COVID. I can only go by myself. So the lady that was doing my non-stress test, that was hooking me up and unhooking me and stuff, she said because I wasn't having contractions, that my water didn't break, and that I wasn't dilated, that I could walk to the hospital. But she said she recommended me to go straight to the hospital. Don't go home, don't go get my bags, go straight to the hospital. And I honestly wish I never listened to her. I wish I just would have went home, got all my stuff, got something to eat, and then went to the hospital, because it was literally the longest 2 days of my life. Literally, like the longest 2 days of my life. So I listened to her. I went straight to the emergency room. I went up to labor and delivery. It was like 10:36 10:34. I don't know. You go and watch my labor and delivery vlog. I told you guys what time it was. I don't remember. It was like 10:30 or something. I went pee. I came out, put my gown on, and they instantly hooked me back up to the monitors, and I was being induced. So I was on the monitors from whatever, like 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday, September 8th, all the way until like 6:34, no, September 9th. So my boyfriend finally came. He was taking his permit test, and he finally came with all this stuff. And then they took me down the hall, and I had to get a COVID test. It was literally the worst experience ever. I cried. He kept on trying to like stick it up my nose, and I was like, bro, back the fuck up. Like, I don't have COVID. I'm tired of you digging that shit in my nose. It went up far enough. Back the fuck up. Back up, please. Just back up. Like, I'm done. I was crying and everything. I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing this. I don't care. I'm done. So after that, we walked back down the hallway into my room, and I just sat there. And then they basically wanted to see if I would like progress on my own before giving me medication, because like I said, my water hadn't broke. I wasn't dilated, and I wasn't having like no contractions. I was like normal, like I was perfectly fine. So I don't know, they kept on checking me. I think I was like, I really don't remember, honestly, like the dilating thing. I don't remember how much I was dilating. I remember I wasn't dilating fast at all. Like, I remember just laying in bed like all day. 4 or 5 p.m. I was having like back contractions, but they were like bearable. Like, I could deal with them. Like, they were perfectly fine. I was cool. So I think at like 7 or 8, don't hold me on the time because I do not remember. I had a baby. My brain is like gone. But I think it was like 7 or 8 p.m. They started me on these little pills. And when I say little pills, it was literally a breadcrumb. Like, it literally looked like a breadcrumb. Like, the lady was like, okay, honey, we're gonna start giving you these pills to soften your cervix to get you dilated. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, pills? Me and pills just don't get along. So I was like, great. So she was like, I'll be right back. She was like, I'll go get your pill and your ice water. And I was like, okay. So she came back with this little pill, and I was like, that's it? So I had to take that pill every 2 hours. I think I was on the 3rd or 4th dose, and my water had broke. And I wasn't sure that my water had broke. I was texting my friend and my sister all throughout my, labor, and I wasn't sure if my water had broke. I think it was like midnight or like 1 in the morning when my water broke. Like I said, don't hold me on the times because I don't remember, but I do know what happened in order, but I just don't remember the times. So I'm laying in bed. I had a sports bra on, and I had my shorts on. I was so over the gown that I had put clothes on because I was tired of being naked. So I put my clothes on, and I was laying there, just scrolling down, still having like back contractions, but it was cool. I could deal with it. And I was laying there, and I felt wet. I felt wet down there. I didn't feel like, a gush of water. I didn't feel anything. So I was like very confused if my water had broke. So I texted my sister. My sister was like, hit the call button and tell them you think your water broke. And I was like, no, like, I don't know. I really felt like I didn't want to ask them for help. I didn't want to bother them. I felt like I was being annoying every time I hit the button, even though that's their job. I felt like I didn't want to keep calling them. So I did hit the call button, but I told her I wanted to use the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom, and I went pee, and I looked at my shorts, and they were wet. But like, I still didn't think nothing of it. I'm just like, did I pee on myself? Like, am I really hot? Am I sweating? I just didn't think like, oh, my water broke. So I wiped, I stood up, and as I stood up, more of it came. So I'm like, okay, this has got to be my water breaking, So I went to go lay back down in the bed, and she had to come back in to hook me back up on the monitor because I was on the monitor for 2 days. So as she was hooking me back up to the monitor, I told her, I said, hey, I think my water broke. And she was like, okay, that's good. But she didn't check me to see if I was dilated. She just said that was good. So I took the shorts off because, like, why do I want to sit in all that fluid, that water that just popped? So I took off my shorts. I think my contractions started happening at like 2 or 3 in the morning. So I got some IV medicine and it worked. I'm not sure what it was called, but it definitely was working. But if you ever had a baby or if you've ever been in the hospital, you know that they have to come in like every hour to check your vitals, and it's really annoying. Sorry, yeah, I keep looking at my son. So, what was I saying? So the medicine, after she gave me the IV medicine, I fell straight to sleep. Like I said in my labor and delivery vlog, it made me like really sleepy, and it literally put me out. But of course, you know, they came knocking on my door and had to wake me up and take my vitals, and I have to be awake. As they woke me up to take my vitals, you know, she left and she said, you know, get some rest, whatever, relax. My contractions started coming harder and harder and harder. So hit the call button and I was like, can I get some more of this IV medicine? Like, these contractions are killing me. I could feel them. Like, I need some medicine. And the lady was like, I think she said the medicine was every 2 to 3 hours or every 3 to 4 hours. I'm not really sure what she said, but basically I couldn't get it again because I literally just got the medicine like an hour ago. So, you know, I tried to thug it out. I tried to be strong. You know, I was trying to like kick these contractions, but I could not do it. I don't remember what time I got the epidural. It probably was like 4 or 5 in the morning, 3, 4, 5 in the morning. But I hit the call button and I was like, can I please get the epidural? And the nurse was like, are you sure? You know, when you first came in, you said you didn't want to get the epidural. If you know, you can push through, I want you to push through, don't get it. And I was like, I cannot do this no more. Like, just give me the epidural, please. So she had to call, you know, she had to call the people that give you the epidural. I don't know, it took them like 30 minutes to get me the epidural. So the guy came in there and he was talking to me or whatever. I don't remember what he was saying, but he was basically talking about the epidural. And then the lady told me that I cannot move, don't move, whatever. And she stood in front of me and she told me to like put my arms around her and to lean forward, and she was like holding me. And I remember I felt like a pinch and a burn for like maybe 5-10 seconds, but after that I didn't feel nothing. And then I laid back down and I fell asleep. And then I think I knocked out. I think when I fell asleep when they gave me the epidural, I don't think I woke back up until like 7, 8 in the morning. I'm not freaking sure about the times, man. I really wish I would have paid attention to the times, but you're giving birth. You're not paying attention to the times, so whatever. I don't care about the times. Y'all don't care about the times. Y'all just care about the story, so whatever. It was like 7 or 8 a.m. and they came in to check me, and I believe I was 7 centimeters dilated. And then I was just chilling, you know, I was relaxing. The epidural was doing me some good justice. Like, I didn't feel none of my contractions or nothing. I started getting really bad hip pain. Like, my hips felt like I was just being like crushed. Like, I was literally being ran over by a freaking tow truck. I don't know why it was happening, but it was happening. And I was just trying to like swing my body back and forth. You know, I was just trying to move because I couldn't move enough, because I couldn't get up and move. I couldn't stretch. I couldn't do anything because I was hooked up to the monitors. The only time I could move is if I was going to the bathroom. And like, it just wasn't enough. So I don't know why I was having that hip pain. I was probably having it because I was laying down for so long. Like, I literally just was laying there like helpless. Like, I just couldn't move. I couldn't do anything. So maybe that's why my hips was hurting. I'm not sure. But I hit the call button and I was like, I was screaming. I remember I was screaming. I was crying. Like, at that point, the epidural wasn't working anymore. I kept on hitting the button to give me more and more and more, and it just wasn't working. So my the one nurse that helped me give birth, I do not remember her name, but I wish I remember her name, because I just kept on thanking her every 2 seconds, because she was really a big help. Like, she was literally the best, I swear. But she went on her lunch break, so I got this new lady. She was like an a-hole. So I hit my call button and I was like, I can't do this no more. I don't know what's going on, but my contractions are not going away. I'm hitting the epidural button and it's not working. And the lady was so rude. She was like, well, you can just wait for your nurse to come back or whatever. And I hit the call button again. I waited like 5-10 minutes. I hit the call button again. And I started saying, I cannot do this. I cannot do this. I cannot do this. So I'm not really sure if there's a higher dose of epidural or what the other drug medicine is. but they gave me something else. I'm not sure what it was. It went in my IV where my epidural was, and it knocked me out. So it is September 9th, the day I gave birth. I was good. After they gave me that, I was good. I basically was just sitting there chilling. I was extremely hungry because they did not tell me that once you get epidural, you cannot eat. They did not tell me that. So I was so freaking hungry. I didn't eat since probably like September 7th because I woke up September 8th and went straight to my doctor's. So yeah, they didn't tell me I couldn't eat, so I was starving. And then my boyfriend kept on like puking, and like I don't know if he was nervous or like what the case was. He told me he ate Burger King and it was making him sick, but I'm pretty sure that's not what was wrong. I am not sure. I think he was just scared and nervous or whatever. So he kept on going outside and leaving the hospital because he just couldn't do it. So I remember they checked me again, not sure on the time. They checked me again and I was 9.5 centimeters. And then they checked me again a couple hours later. I was 9.5 centimeters. I just wasn't, you know, I wasn't getting to that full 10. I just kept on being 9.5. It was 4 something. And he was outside and I texted him. I remember I texted him and I was like, I want to start pushing. Mind you guys, I was getting that full dose of epidural, whatever the heck it was. I was not feeling nothing. I couldn't feel my legs. I couldn't feel my toes. I could not feel them contractions at all. Like I really, really want to start pushing. So he told me to hit the call button or whatever and asked him if I could start pushing. I told my nurse, I lied to my nurse. I lied to her. I hit the call button. She came in there and I was like, can I start pushing? And she said, can you feel your contractions? And I said, yes. At that point, it was like 4 o'clock and I'm tired. Like I've been sitting here for more than 24 hours. Like I just want to have this baby, like get him out of me. So she was like, if you're feeling the contractions, then we can get going. We can start pushing. She turned on the little NICU heater thing or whatever. She got everything ready. And it took like 30 minutes for everybody to get in my room. I started pushing. I started pushing exactly at 5 o'clock. And because I was not feeling the contractions, I wasn't feeling anything, it took me so long. I was pushing for an hour and 34 minutes. So I started pushing, nothing was happening. I started to get that hip pain that I was feeling again as I was pushing, and my nurse kept on saying that that's his body like moving down or whatever. I'm not sure, but she kept on saying that it was his body. And then eventually all these nurses started coming in because I guess, you know, they seen his head coming. They kept on telling me to push. And I remember I just kept on looking at my nurse. I was crying, I was screaming, I was hitting the bed, I was cussing. I was probably the worst freaking patient they had that day because it was horrible. Oh my God, would I do it again? Yes, but it was so painful. And I just remember I kept on saying, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. And they just kept on telling me to, you know, go harder. Like when you push, just don't stop, just keep pushing. Like, you know, just keep telling yourself you can do this, and he's gonna come. So, you know, the whole hour, I would say, I just kept on telling myself like, I can't do it. Then eventually I'm just like, you know what, I could do this. Like, I know God, you know, I know God made us women for a reason, and we could do a lot of things. Like, women are bomb AF. So I just kept on telling myself, you can do this. And then they said, his head's right there. And I remember, like, I was like, I don't know what I was thinking in my head, but I was like, can you grab his head? And I'm thinking, you know, like, if this is my cooter catter and my baby is like literally right here and you can see his head, I'm thinking like, can you grab him and help me a little bit? That's what I was thinking. But like, what was I really thinking? Like, I don't know. So they kept on telling me they could see his head and that they told me to relax, you know, take 2 minutes, and then push as hard as I can push because he's gonna come. So I was pushing, and he came out, and it was literally the best relief ever. Like, I remember I was pushing, I didn't mention this, but I was pushing, and I had a lady doctor, I had like 2-3 students, and I had a male doctor. The male doctor told me to look, he was like, look. And in my head, I don't feel anything, like I said, because I had the epidural, so I wasn't feeling anything really. I was just feeling that hip pain and like the pressure. I wasn't really feeling anything, kinda, so I was like, what am I looking down there for? So I pushed really hard and I was looking, and I seen his head and I seen him just fly out. Like, it was literally the best relief ever. He came out so fast. It was just crazy. Like, I was crying. I was looking at the nurse. I was like, thank you. I'm so sorry for cussing. Thank you. And before, you know, all that, before I started thanking them, I remember as soon as he came out of me, everybody was like, congratulations. And I was just crying. And I was like, what time is it? And they were like, it's 6:34. And then I started crying. And then they, you know, cleaned him up, threw him on my chest, suctioned his nose and stuff. And, you know, that was it. I tore, they gave me 4 stitches. I don't know if anybody really cares, but I guess I tore pretty bad. They gave me 4 stitches, and there was blood everywhere. Like, it literally looked like a freaking crime scene. Like, it was so much blood everywhere. I don't know if this is the same for everywhere when you give birth or whatever, but the hospital that I gave birth at told me that I had to stay in the labor and delivery room for 1 hour, then I could be moved to the recovery room. So I think it was like every 10-15 minutes they kept on coming in the room to press on my stomach, you know, to make sure all the, you know, blood and fluid and whatever was getting out of me. So my hour was up and I had to get up. They wanted me to go pee, and they wanted me to use the little what the heck is that bottle called? I forgot what the bottle was. It has water, you know, y'all females know. So they wanted me to use that, and they wanted me to put on a pad and, you know, the little hospital underwear and a new gown. As I was done, you know, I used the bathroom. I peed a little bit because it was really awkward. Everybody was staring at me, like all the nurses were in there. It was like really weird. So after I went pee or whatever, I stood up, and she was like, if you hear ringing in your ear or you feel dizzy, let me know. And as soon as she said that, I instantly felt it, and I literally was like, I remember I was just like I just felt like I was gonna pass out. So she hurried up and grabbed me, threw me in a wheelchair. She got me some apple juice, you know, to like give me something sweet or whatever. And then my boyfriend picked everything up. They pushed us to the little hallway where you ring the little melody thing. And then we went to the recovery room, and I loved him. I mean, I still love him, but I will always love my baby. I don't know why I said I loved him. I didn't want to put him down. I literally held him the entire time. The whole time I was in the hospital, I left the hospital 9/11, like 4 or 5 at night. I didn't get no sleep at all. I didn't get no sleep since like September 8th, September 9th actually. Since the second he was born, I haven't gotten no sleep. I'm starting to get more sleep, but September 9th all the way until like he was a month, I would say. So a whole 90 days, or I'm sorry. Really, Kayla? So like I want to say the whole 30 days, I did not get much sleep. Like, I felt like a zombie. I felt like a walking zombie. I was so tired all the time. My family was like, just give me him, go sleep, you know, go rest. And I just couldn't. I don't know why. I could not let my baby like out of my sight. Like, I didn't even want my mom or my sister or his dad to hold him. Like, I wanted him to myself, and like it was crazy. Like, I put so much stress on myself. I was so exhausted. But that's pretty much all. It was the best experience ever. It's a very long experience, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. My baby is handsome. He's healthy. I love him to death. He's so cute. He's still sleeping 27 minutes later. He's so cute, guys. But that's all for this video. If you guys want more story times, you know, let me know. Leave the comments down below. Like this video, share, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Y'all want to see my baby before we go? Look at him. Look how handsome he is. His tummy time turned into nighttime. Alright, y'all. Bye.